Hey there, LEGO fans. Welcome back. Alex here. In this video, I'm going to be doing a complete overview of the completed Microscale city. This is a commissioned project by Smarty Marketing that I've been working on for almost 3 months now. I've been doing periodic updates of this thing as I've been building it, and it is now time to do one final video just kind of showing everything together here. This is kind of a bittersweet moment because this has been a fun but challenging project, a very time-consuming project. And I'm going to be happy to get this thing out of here because it is very large and it takes up a lot of space here in the back of my basement, and I need to move on to other projects. So let's go ahead and take a look at this thing. The biggest questions that I'm going to have probably is how many pieces? This has well over 20,000 pieces in it, probably a lot more. I wasn't exactly counting it as I was building it. Probably over 100 hours of work are put into this. And the dimensions of this thing are 47 inches long and 37 inches wide. It's built in 4 different sections. In fact, I think if I pull this out a little bit, you can kind of see where they all intersect right there. Yep, right there. Each section kind of represents a different area of the city. Hence, the beachfront area, downtown, residential, and then the more rural slash farmland. I weighed this thing, and all of it together weighs 38 pounds on the dot. That's heavy when you think in terms of Lego. The downtown area alone is by far the heaviest, obviously. It is just over 17 pounds. For perspective on that, the Titanic Lego set weighs exactly the same as this thing. And that is a heavy Lego set. So that is pretty crazy how heavy this thing is. Now, I built this thing Mills plated. So it actually has more of a thicker base on it. I used a lot of these things, these 16 by 16 plates. Well, not really plates, but I like these because they're very robust and allows for this thing to be quite rigid. I used a lot of bricks underneath it to help with that because this thing is going to be carried around, most likely, and I don't want it to be flimsy. So that was one reason. Another reason was the aesthetic of it. I think it looks great with that nice decorative beveled edge here. So this does, when I peel this off, you can kind of see how this is all put together. Let me kind of break this off a little bit. Maybe I can. There you go. So that's just roof elements kind of built sideways with some tiling on it. And these things, they do pop off quite easy, and it's very deceptive to think that you can lift it by putting your fingers underneath that, and that'll rip it right off. So you need to actually go pretty deep underneath it to lift it up, and then you're good to go. So let's take a look at the first section here. I started with the beachfront property, and the rock elements. Had a lot of fun with this detail. I actually redid this. It was kind of ugly before, and I wanted to redo it using these cheese wedge elements, so using the gray and light gray there. And on the beach here, we have some people in their towels and some tents there as well. There are 2 paths down to the beach here and here, represented by those brown cheese elements. Then up here we do have people that can park their cars along for the beach access. And we have this sky bridge right here accessing the beach area there because I don't want to have people that walk all the way down here and cross the street, right? Then we have the beautiful beachfront properties. This is the luxury condos right here. And we also have some nice beachfront property right there as well. Behind it, we have this other building. This could be a number of things. It could be a casino, could be condos, a hotel, And then we have some pickleball courts there, fountains, and a little park area with a statue there in the park. And this is actually where it ends. So if I kind of pull it back there, you can kind of see the crack created there where the train station is. There's only one other building here, and that is this. This is Smarty Marketing's headquarters. I asked the client if they would want me to build their headquarters in the city, and they said, yeah, that'd be great. And then I got the what the building actually looks like, and I went, oh man, that was a mistake. It's quite unique with a lot of different angles. So I did my best. I took some creative liberties with this thing, but for the most part, it is actually fairly accurate as far as the front goes of their building. Also, I should mention that I do have the name of the city. It is called Smarty City because, well, after all, Smarty is, it's Smarty's city. So there you go. All right, so now the downtown area. This was my favorite. This was my favorite to build. I had so much fun building and designing all of these buildings, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's go ahead and take a look at the train station here first. This train station sits on the 2 train tracks going all the way through the build. And I do have a train right here. This is the airport shuttle. It's supposed to be a real Lego set. The airport shuttle, many of you guys know that reference, set 6399 from about 1990, one of my favorite Lego sets. In fact, it's not there, but that's the train station for it. But yeah, I wanted to have that in the city there represented. And here's the street, and you do see that there's a drop-off area for that too. You're going to notice that this is a new building right here. I had a sand-colored building like this color right here that actually was in the place of this very tall circular building. I did not like how it looked, so I took it out and I made this one instead, and I think I like this one a lot more. And then we have the business park right here, these two buildings. Yeah, this building right here, this was the last building I put in. I was kind of saving this spot for last. I had a good time with this one. This is a very similar design, taking a lot of inspiration from design from AFOL TV. Those guys are awesome over there if you want to check them out. These two buildings in the back, these were actually the first two buildings I made for the downtown area. In fact, I think I might have made this building right here before anything. I was just so excited to start building skyscrapers. Now I'm going to take this thing out because I want to show you guys a little hidden area here, kind of the advantage that we have from of using mills plating. Let's see if I can take this out. It's so hard to do this with one hand and film here, but take that out and you can see we have a underground parking garage and subway station there just for fun. Really nice. Let's see if I can do this. Put it back without breaking anything. There we go. Now these buildings, I made them so they can pop out easy because if you're transporting this thing, you're not going to want these to stay here. It's just too heavy and awkward. So all of these buildings, almost all of them, can be removed and put in a separate box to transport this thing. So we also have a hospital. Got to have a hospital. And we have this big hotel right here as well. Vehicles, I did want to point this out. I have the yellow delivery truck, which is a real Lego set. I thought it'd be kind of fun to put stuff like there in it. A lot of these vehicles are pretty monochromatic, but I like the bright colors. I mean, there's not really that many yellow vehicles out there, probably, well, ratio-wise, but they stick out a lot. So if I kind of back up, the bright colors from the vehicles, they really stick out. Those greens, those reds, whites, they kind of like, oh, wow, you can definitely see them. That's all. And then to kind of help with the separation with this side to the more residential rural side, I did create this canal or waterway going through the build. I thought it was kind of a fun dynamic to add to it, some color and fun. It allowed me to create a few different bridges here. Well, they're all the same bridge, essentially, except for the train tracks there. But we cross the waterway here and we go to this next section. This is the residential area. At the top here, we have the school. This is the Smarty High School. And the high school football field. Had a lot of fun putting that there together. I wasn't sure the client would be happy with it, but after showing him, he's like, you know what, it looks pretty good there with everything together. So he let me keep it. It's missing the goalpost. I know people are going to mention that to me. There are some scale and color were a challenge with those, and I need some specific pieces because it's going to bug me if it's not exactly right. So I'm going to keep my eye out for those, and maybe I'll add them at a later date. If I get my hands on this thing again. So then we have the residential area. We have some high density housing right here, some individual homes throughout here, and we also have a park here on the corner. Just some fun little detail. This was a bit of a challenge for me, honestly, putting all these together. The houses, the builds are very small and very detailed. You need very specific pieces to make this work, and I did have to make a lot of additional Lego orders with this. Even though I ordered 18,000 pieces up front, I ended up ordering, probably 5,000 more pieces to add to the different projects that I would say, oh, I need this or I need that. And that residential area was definitely one of those additional orders. And then, of course, we have the train track. We have this train right here going on through. And I do have some level crossings right here. Those ones are down and these ones over here are up. I added those kind of late. Really happy to actually add those because that's a fun detail. People are going to say like, hey, why don't you have traffic lights? No, it's not going to work at this scale. I decided not to. It would just look kind of messy, I think. I did add some street lamps, though. There are some street lamps kind of used throughout the build, even a couple downtown there as well for that additional detail or aesthetic. And then we go to the last area here, which is the rural area. There are two buildings here on the other side of the river. We have a fire station And we also have an octane gas station. And then across the way, this beautiful white picket fence, we have the farm area, which kind of goes right into a dirt road. We have some cows, and yes, that is a cow being abducted by some aliens. I thought it'd be kind of a fun thing to put in there. And I think that looks a little bit better. There was some suggestion about what elements I used to show that it's being abducted, and I thought that looked a little bit better from my first attempt. Some crops growing there. We have some sheep right there. I did add this industrial size windmill. I don't know, or we'll keep it for now. And we have some pigs in this pig pen, and we have some detailed farmland growing some different crops here all the way around. There are two houses here. We have this one right here, kind of a bigger home, definitely. We have that barn area with silos, different trucks and equipment, things like that. Little pond there in the middle. We have this other house right there, if I can get my camera around all the way. And then finally we have this apple tree vineyard here in the back, and that basically wraps it all up, guys. Wow, what a project this has been. It's been a lot of fun. A huge thank you to Smarty Marketing for giving me this opportunity. Like I said, it's been a lot of fun. This is a bittersweet moment. I hope they have fun with it, whatever they try to or choose to do. I do have one important thing to say about it. This will be displayed at Brickslopes LEGO Convention in late August. So if you guys want to see it in person, and if you're around the Salt Lake area, come and check it out. I'll be there, and hopefully it's people appreciate it. So, but yeah, this will be delivered to Smarty Marketing, and then I will actually go back and pick it up for that weekend and drop it right back off. So that'll be fun. But for now, that's it. That's the end of this video series of the Microscale City. Thanks again, guys, for watching and your support and your suggestions. A lot of stuff in here was changed and updated because of your great comments and suggestions on a lot of the details of this. So I really appreciate that. You guys helped me out. So thank you for that. But yeah, that's it for now, guys. Thank you again so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.